This nobody just made over $17 million overnight trading stocks. This wasn't just luck. He risked his entire life on a trade so extreme, even pro traders were scared to try. But what made this trade so insane, and how did he actually pull it off? It all started in 2016 when Dex quit his job to become a day trader. With the $27K he saved, he had one goal: turn it into $1 million and escape the 9-to-5 forever. After researching, he decided to go all in on Apple shares. His hands shook as he clicked buy. There was no turning back. His money was in, and the game had started. The next morning, Dex woke up fast and grabbed his phone to check the stock price. His heart raced. Apple was up 2.69% and his account showed a profit of $726.30. He couldn't believe that he made money overnight without lifting a finger. It felt unreal, like magic. Every morning, he checked his phone, watching the stock slowly rise. Slowly but surely, his account grew to $37K, and he felt it was the right time to sell. Just like that, he made $10K from his very first trade. It felt incredible. He cracked the code, or so he thought. At that moment, Dex felt unstoppable, ready for whatever came next. But soon after, things began to go wrong. It started when he was trading with Amazon and Google. Dex watched in shock as his account dropped from $37K to $25K, $2K less than what he started with. For the first time, he experienced the pain of losing. Still, Dex refused to give up, so he locked himself in his room and watched charts until his eyes burned. He was skipping social events and even school to spend nearly 10 hours a day studying trading. And what he did next would push him to the edge of complete insanity. But first, why was Dex so determined to become successful? To understand his story, let's go back to 1994 in Chongqing, China, where he was born into a hard-working, middle-class family. Dex knew he wanted to help his parents retire one day, so he needed to study hard and find a high-paying job. But Dex didn't make it easy for himself. Because of gaming, binge-watching movies, and scrolling through social media, he let his grades slip. So at 16 years old, his parents spent all their savings to send him to the US to continue his studies, hoping for a better future. When Dex arrived in the US, he was determined to graduate, but there was a problem. Midway through his first year, Dex got kicked out of school because his English was just too bad. What now? Instead of giving up, he worked on his English and went to college. During that time, he worked night shifts at the dorm reception to help pay the bills. But he wanted more than just a part-time job. He was looking for a way to build real wealth. When he looked up how to make a lot of money, he saw people making huge amounts online. This made him realize that becoming a millionaire was possible, and he decided he wanted to become one too. So Dex chose to dive into stock trading, where he could learn by doing and start small, building his skills one step at a time, just like in a video game. After 6 months, he finally saw some success. But then, he realized that the gains of big company stocks were steady but slow. Dex wanted faster and bigger returns, so he made a decision that would change his life forever, leading him to make $17 million overnight. He would start trading microcap stocks, cheap stocks that could skyrocket or crash just as fast. It was a world of extreme highs and lows, and Dex was ready to dive in. His strategy for these stocks was to bet their price would go down, which is called short selling. So he dedicated himself to learning everything about these stocks. He tracked their movements, studied when the market was the busiest, and paid special attention to the first hour after the market opened, when prices were often at their wildest. He began to see patterns, small clues in the way these stocks moved, and he used these insights to develop his own trading edge, which led him to his first big win when he invested $12,000 in a small cap stock and made $40,000 in one day. But just as quickly, he lost it all in another trade, a move he later compared to gambling. In his first year, he made $450,000 in just one day trading Kandi Technologies. But he didn't always win. He also lost $80,000 on a biotech stock. By the end of the year, his account had grown to an unbelievable $900,000. And the crazy part was that he didn't tell anyone, not even his parents. After hundreds of trades and long nights of studying, it wasn't long before he was about to make one trade that would change his life forever. But what was this trade, and how did Donald Trump play a role in it? Dex's real success started when he used his skills from video games in trading. On a personal note, he also experienced a breakup, which fueled his motivation to achieve financial success. By now, Dex already made a steady income from trading, and he finally felt ready to tell his friends about it. On Saturday, when the markets were closed, Dex usually played tennis with his college friends. One weekend, he showed up in a brand new Mercedes-Benz S580. His friends were shocked and immediately asked how he could afford such an expensive car. This was the first time Dex explained to anyone how he made his money. You might think his friends would be thrilled or curious, but instead, their reaction was the opposite. They knew about day trading, and a few of them had even tried it and lost money. They told Dex that day trading was no different from gambling and that he was just lucky. Dex was a little surprised to hear this from his friends, but he didn't take it too seriously. They kept playing tennis, but over time, his friends started to get more curious. Every week, Dex would show his classmates his steady profits, arguing that if this was just luck, he'd have to be incredibly lucky every single month. But his friends were skeptical, maybe even a bit jealous, and insisted it was still just gambling. While he admitted that trading could feel thrilling, especially when people chase the next big trend out of fear of missing out, he said that his own approach was careful and strategic. Instead of betting on random stocks, he used structured methods similar to those hedge funds use. After some time, his friends started to notice his success was real, because Dex kept showing up with more luxuries, fancy dinners, and new cars like a Rolls-Royce and a Koenigsegg Regera. Every week, they would chat about trading a bit more, and their opinions started to shift. His friends were intrigued and eager to learn more. But with limited time to teach everyone, Dex decided to create his own course, sharing his methods, including the strategy that led to his $17 million trade. But before we dive into the trade he risked his entire life on, let's first see how Dex's parents reacted to his success. For years, Dex had kept his trading a secret because his parents were from China. They didn't like the stock market, and there's even a Chinese saying that it's better to do drugs than to invest in the stock market. When he showed them how much he had earned from trading, his parents were stunned and proud and even moved to tears. They hadn't expected this level of success at all, but Dex wasn't stopping there. By the time he was 24, he turned his account to $4 million. But there was one trade, one incredible trade that would make him a trading legend. And the twist is that Donald Trump played a surprising role in it. But how? It started on a Wednesday. For days, Dex had been watching DWAC, the Trump-backed stock that was all over the news. The stock kept rising higher, and excitement was growing. People were rushing to buy, hoping to get rich fast. But Dex knew he had to do the opposite. He just needed to wait for the perfect moment, and when the timing felt right, he shorted the stock with $2 million. With a single click, his trade was live. Now all he could do was wait. Most pro traders would say he was crazy for betting so much on a meme stock. But Dex understood market psychology. In his mind, he knew what goes up must come down. Soon enough, he was right. The stock began to plunge, and Dex's short position exploded in value. He had turned his $2 million into almost $8 million, making $6 million in a single day. When he posted his gains online, the trading world was stunned. For the first time, Dex was recognized as a rising star, but he wasn't done yet. $6 million. Just one click, and it was his. Anyone would have cashed out and celebrated, but Dex did something unthinkable. He let it ride. The next day proved himself right. The stock dropped further, pushing his position to $11.5 million. So he made another $3.5 million in just one day. But Dex still wasn't satisfied. He held his position for yet another day, convinced there was still more room to drop. And on that third day, the stock fell again. By the time he finally closed his trade, his original $2 million had grown to $14.5 million, a profit of $12.5 million from one stock alone. Including other trades, Dex made $17 million that week. In just a few wild days, a trading legend was born. And it doesn't stop here, because this brings us finally to the exact strategy Dex used to make this legendary trade, one he created on his own through hours of studying the market, looking for a secret no one else had noticed. Then, he saw it, a hidden pattern. When a stock went up for days, its first red day almost always led to a sharp drop. Dex found that this red day often sees the stock fall 26% on average, with an additional dip of about 15% the next day. He found that the optimal timing for these trades is around 10:30 a.m., giving him the best shot at catching the drop early. This first red day strategy has become a key weapon in Dex's trading toolkit, one that sets him apart from others. It's this precise timing and observation that led to his legendary $17 million week, making him the god of short-term trading. If you want to see more videos like this, just click on the video that popped up on the screen.